Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Hello and welcome. Topic of the session is features of winning business models. We are going to discuss about the various aspect of winning business models, including exceptional utilities, dynamic capabilities, particularly the factors that was espoused by successful entrepreneur Mr. Bill Gross. First off, let us see the events that were happening during the year gone by. This is going to give us a good insight about the kind of activities in the startup domain that has been happening and what to expect moving forward. In 2019, around 17% of funded startups were early stage pre-revenue stage startups compared to 12% in 2018, showing that there was some amount of aggressiveness on the part of the investors who were okay investing in early stage startup, pre-revenue stage startups. The same thing is driven by the next point, around 78% startup which were turned down by early stage backers. There were either no product market fit or are addressing overly niche market opportunities, meaning their market is not well defined or maybe market was so narrow that it did not offer enormous opportunities. Early stage investors are increasingly turning to serial entrepreneurs or experienced founders or high profile employees, meaning that they are now focusing more on experience. So, if you just think of becoming a college dropout and start something, perhaps you will struggle to find investor, and it also clearly says that experience matters, as that is the view of the investor, that experienced founders are going to be more successful sort of. Even VCs are now funding pre-revenue stage startups. So, that also shows that investors are trying to catch early stage opportunities. That means that they are more aggressive, whereas opportunities are limited. Again, experience is given more importance by this point. Among the funded startups in 2019, some 82% founders had experience of more than 5 years, while about 89% of the funded startups had co-founders. So, experience is given importance. At the same time, co-founders also are given importance, meaning that lone founder is not so much preferable. About 11% were lone founders. That is a very small number. So, investors are focused on a defined addressable market, particularly product market fit, and what is the possibility of scalability of the business. We discussed this while discussing about competitive advantage. Scalability is a very important issue, even product market fit. One of our graduates started selling T-shirts online by printing the design that customers would be giving. So, he was doing wonderful business, his team was doing good business, brisk business, but then they were also growing. However, they could not get the scale that investors will be interested in. It was growing something like 10-15%. Investors were not really so much enamored about this growth, because they were in the business for a couple of years and it was not catching up so well, even though they were making profit. So, they had to really pivot because there was no investment coming. Around 78% of the startups that were turned down by early stage backers either had no product market fit or it is a narrow market. Earlier, the angel investor used to commit around $500 to $1 million, $500,000 to $1 million. Now, they are ready to invest after $20 million. So, per unit investment or the investment size also has gone up significantly. Now, the total investment has almost doubled in 1999, 2019, because of number that has gone up only 22%, but the size has gone up by 70%. So, it has doubled. The average deal size also has almost doubled from 4.4 crore to 7.5 crore. Even the number also is quite high. So, 93 startups received early stage investment totaling 693 crore, whereas in the previous year only 76 early stage deals were done, and the average valuation also has gone up to 17.9 crore rupees. That is valuation at the time of investing. Most importantly, the startup ecosystem in India is now the third largest in the world after US and China. That shows our importance. That is, even though we are fifth largest economy in the world, but our startup ecosystem is third. So, that shows the aggressiveness and the growth, the interest of our young generation to become entrepreneur. The pool of early stage investors is now very deep, meaning that they consist of local VCs, VCs from China, from Japan, from US and many more places, and all these VCs are actually helping our indigenous VCs with new knowledge, with their expertise, because they have already successfully funded other startups in elsewhere. Let us discuss about business model innovation and features of business model innovation. Business model is not just some business plan. It is much beyond that. It is about mapping how you will create ongoing value for your customers, how you will increase the utility of your product and services, so that customers feel that there is every reason to buy your product or service rather than going to the competitors. Now, where will your business idea start, at what point, how to identify the pain, and then how to identify a solution, how should it progress, and how will you create value for the customers. Answer to all these vital questions are the starting point or the building blocks of your business model. Business model innovation actually is how your means it is to match strategies with changing business environment. It is to meet the changing interests of the customer or changing competitive landscape. So, it is not just following the competitors, but preempting them and remaining ahead of competition. So, one has to really forecast or understand how technologies are changing, how fashion is changing, how the customers' preferences will be changing moving forward, so that they can prepare well in advance before competitors. For example, suppose you are building software, you have a wonderful team. Now, software technologies are changing so fast. Say for example, simple website, new technologies are making the website faster and faster. Now, if you have a team that can adopt new technologies before competitors, you will remain ahead of competition, and that is what is business model innovation. You innovate, your team innovate process of adopting new technologies. IBM has some data about big CEOs from the world, and found that majority of the CEOs are trying for business model innovation. Something like 98% of the business owners or CEOs are thinking in terms of changing their business model frequently to meet changing demand or changing to meet changing challenges, evolving challenges. Winning features include obviously the founders capability in particular, because given a particular business model to a set of founders, maybe say 10 different teams, one of the teams will execute it so well, so superior compared to other teams, that they will win and others may not. Like Google came much after Yahoo. but then their execution was so well that it left Yahoo far behind, and Google's valuation has gone much ahead, more than Yahoo. So, likewise, founders make a huge difference in competitive advantage and success of the business. The business per se, like the idea, and then what you sell and to whom, the whole business model. The context, particularly the timing, technologies are changing so fast that many times technologies are ahead of time. Some technologies are ahead of time because most of the technologies require other technologies and to create a synergy. Synergy means the sum total of the parts is or the effect of the combined effective is more than the sum total of the parts. So, if you need 3-4 technologies together for a particular product, and if one of the technologies are ahead of time, then you develop a product, it may not sell. For example, Bill Gross promoted a video sharing company just like YouTube, but then he was ahead of time because that time the technology was, the video streaming technology was not so advanced, and then Adobe came with new technology after about 2 years. So, when Bill Gross stopped his company, YouTube came into place, and then they sold their company within a few months to Google for millions of dollars. So, timing is very important. That is what Bill Gross also highlight. The technology paradigm, the trend, what you plan to develop, and how to adopt the market. The market is the whole competitive landscape, how the market is growing, what the market size is, etc., etc. Most importantly, you must be able to create exceptional utility to be sustainable, to be profitable, and then to be successful. So, one common trap entrepreneurs fall into is that they revel in the bells and whistles of their new technology. They really lose focus on customers' utility. You may have cutting edge technology, you may have earth shattering, groundbreaking new technologies, but then is it going to change customers' life? Is it going to give them new benefit, new experience, new convenience? Only then this product has relevance. But then it does not mean that technology is any less important. Technology and utility both should go together. If you use cutting edge technology and ensure utility, you will be much ahead of competitors. The successful ones focus on product utility. They ask question, will the product change customers' life, and how will you do it, how will you implement. One aspect usually ignored is customers of today are more focused on the experience. Customers are spoiled with choices. So, they are spoiled with information. They have information at their fingertips. A particular product may have many variants produced by many companies. So, customers now by the press of a button understand what are the available variants, and there are reviews also available. So, they are empowered. So, unless you give them better experience in terms of say product differentiation, experience in terms of convenience, experience in terms of ease of purchasing, I think I have a slide on that, customer experience cycle. So, product differentiation, how different means in terms of cost, in terms of quality, in terms of reliability, efficiency, efficacy, then is it convenient to buy, and then how easily you are delivering at doorstep, or how quickly you are delivering. Do they have to wait for maybe a week, or are you delivering next day or same day? Then how easy it is to use, commission, install, etc. And then if your product or service or whatever you are offering is dependent on another say attachment or another technology, another utility, then how are they connected to this? Are they costly or are they available? Like say when internet was not there, 3M actually launched an iPad, but then it did not sell because that time it had no utility because the internet was not there. but when Apple introduced that time, internet was all across and the product was a super hit. How easy it is to maintain? Then is it creating some kind of waste, and how easy it is to dispose? So, everywhere you cannot take anything for granted. Customers will always judge all aspects of the business, and then they will make a decision based on the sum total experience that your product or service is offering. Capability to set a strategic price. If everything said and done, price is a thing that customer that is the cost to the customer. So, customer has to bear that cost to buy this. Is your product going to burn a huge hole, big hole in the customer's pocket? In that case, customer will always compare with your competitors, and then they will come back to you only if the features and the price together makes a superior value proposition to them. Give them convenience and they will come. Dynamic capabilities is one of the most important aspect today, because of the changing business, the fast changing business environment. Everything is changing, technology is changing, people's aspirations are changing, people's taste is changing, their fashion is changing. So, whatever business you do, you have to keep an eye, a constant eye on change, whether it is technology, whatever that is. So, for example, now 5G is coming. 5G is going to throw open a wonderful business opportunities. At the same time, it is going to kill many businesses. So, you have to now sit back and understand whether your business is affected by 5G. What kind of challenges it is going to throw, and what kind of new businesses are going to come and then challenge your business. Preparing yourself for any such eventualities is dynamic capabilities. Things are changing, that is dynamism, that is dynamic, and capabilities means meeting the challenges that is thrown by these changes, and that is obviously going to drive sustainability, profit, survival of the business, success of the business. So, dynamic is you match competencies for realigning strategies with changing business environment. Capabilities are various, all sections of your business has separate capabilities for business process, and all the processes should meet the changing needs, only then you can compete. Core competency is something which is not visible, but then you create some kind of expertise, superior expertise, that is a sum total of several expertise that may lie within your employee, within the whole systems. It is not visible from outside. So, people cannot copy that, but you can derive huge competitive advantage. So, every company tries to acquire some kind of core competencies that defines their capability. So, if that defines the capability, it is not visible. So, people cannot copy, but then they are competitive. Now, types of dynamic capabilities can be many. In a nutshell, your product may have capabilities like what kind of product, superior product, technology, quality, efficacy. You create some alliance. So, in the process you enlarge your domain, like say investors, suppliers, customers, everything together. Then strategic decision making is the management innovation. Successful firms in different industries are found to possess these capabilities. A firm builds a learning mechanism to help itself evolve and improve dynamic capabilities constantly. You can acquire dynamic capabilities by say acquire and shed resources. You acquire some resource, you shed some resource. For example, Reliance Jio has acquired Den Network, which is who makes content for television. Then they have acquired Hathway Cable and Data Network. They are direct to home TV network. So, Jio eventually wants to launch direct to home video streaming, TV streaming, and video streaming. So, they have acquired all these companies. So, they are acquiring these and supplementing their capabilities, because this is going to open new business opportunities for them. They have already defined that they want to provide direct to home both internet and video, television and all kinds of entertainment. So, these capabilities like Hathway network and DEN network, they have different capabilities. They are combining these resources into a new way and coming up with offering multiple services to customers. It generates new value creation strategies. Customer will be benefited because now they do not have to go to different organizations for different services like internet, like say Netflix is one. So, all those Netflix and say Videocon D2H or any other video streaming, TV streaming companies, all will be bundled together. Create new competitive advantage in the process relative to competition and substitutes. So, all substitution will not be able to compete because you are offering a bundled offer, meaning you are offering more to the company, more to the customers. Creates new barrier for entry. Now, if another company wants to come into your business sphere, because you have integrated so much of things into one, your capability is now multifaceted. So, for any new entrant, it is going to be a huge challenge unless this company is not like Reliance or something with billions of dollars at their disposal. And you mirror the dynamism as you evolve. Dynamic capabilities can be understood through this in an image like this, in a table or canvas. Like you try to sense the future or the emerging opportunity or emerging threats. So, sensing the emerging threats in terms of technologies, in terms of all aspects of the business, and then you try to understand what are the technological possibilities, try to develop those technologies and then seize the opportunity by designing, refining your business model. You commit resources so that you can come up with new technology that match the futuristic requirement. So, you anticipate competitors and only then you will be able to develop that. So, your strategy will help you to anticipate competitors, defend intellectual properties, means you will create intellectual property and then eventually you will be able to match competition or maybe preempt the competition and remain ahead of competition. Transform, realign the structure and culture, align existing capabilities so that there is a synergy, like the combined effect is more than the sum total of individuals effect. Invest in additional capabilities. Okay. Now, if there is a question as to is there a template about dynamic capabilities or how to acquire dynamic capabilities, because it looks like it is very thinly spread all across the business processes. So, there are some kind of a template like say producing intellectual property through R&D may be one template, that may be one area where many people are trying to build competitive advantage by preempting the technology, forecasting the technology changes that is likely to happen moving forward. And many companies are trying to build a cross functional team, so that they can always build a product that is futuristic, meaning they can build tomorrow's product today. So, that even before competitors come to know about the product, your product is ready, so that you are always ahead, and then customers will choose your product, they will become loyal customers before competitors will launch a product. Increase access to information. So, you can actually empower customers with more information, or you can empower your employees also, so that they remain innovative. Exploit the advantages of open innovation. We will discuss open innovation during product development, but you know that open innovation means that you take technology from outside. Many organizations like say Research Institute, corporate houses, they are building new technologies that they are not using, or they are as a single technology which is not complete. So, you can borrow that technology, you can have your little bit of own technology, then combining together you can have a wonderful product. So, if you are allowing outside technology to come in and exploit that, or you are helping others with your technology, this two-way flow of technology is open innovation. So, if you means innovation per se is expensive and it is difficult, because there are requirement of creativity that your team may not even have. So, it is always better that you borrow something from outside, you try to give something from you, so that you can monetize whatever is not useful for your own consumption. So, together you have a wonderful proposition and a winning proposition. You have to have proactive leaders, because things are changing. So, unless you preempt, unless you remain conscious, you have a 360-degree view, then it is going to be very difficult to sustain. To build dynamic capabilities, you have all these business processes that are involved: product and process development, technology adoption, manufacturing capabilities, generation of IP, R&D connected to generation of IP, human resource, organizational learning, investment in R&D, everything together will give you capability that will help you to dynamically meet challenges. Any enterprise can make choices that allow it to build assets or resources, be that project management skill, product experience, reputation, asset utilization, trust, or bargaining power, that make difference in its sector. Now, coming back to Bill Gross, he started Idea Lab, that was the first incubator in the world that he founded, and more than 200 successful entrepreneurs came out of that institute in a short span of time. He started Bill Gross himself started more than 100 startups, and many of them were unicorn, meaning more than $1 billion valuation. And he examined 200 companies that he incubated, and he found that 42% of the successful companies were successful because their timing was good, irrespective of other factors, meaning holding other factors constant. 42% success rate was responsible for starting the business on time, on a suitable time, opportune time. 32% success, it was the team and execution which was responsible. The idea was responsible for 28% of the success, and the business model per se was responsible for 24%. Funding, availability of fund in time was only 14% responsible. To give an example about business model innovation, timing, and many other aspects of business model, we have Airbnb and Uber. Airbnb started when American economy had recession. People were looking for cheap accommodation on hand. On the other hand, the homeowners were looking for some extra money because of payment of mortgage, etc., which was difficult at that point of time. So, both parties were looking for an opportunity, and then Airbnb came in between and they connected these two guys. Some people are looking for cheaper accommodation, whereas homeowners, they could offer their houses for some extra money, and there was huge synergy between these two parties, and then Airbnb was successful. Similarly, Uber also came at a time when American economy was in recession, and then people were actually, both drivers as well as passengers, they were looking for a win-win proposition, meaning it offered unique synergy. That is very important, and that is how both were highly valuable companies. So, eventually what you understand is identify your specific audience, you have to narrow your focus, and then identify the target audience, identify customer segment, define buyer's persona, means what are their aspiration, liking, disliking, so that you can clearly define, or you can have your product and a narrative that will resonate with their persona. Identify the sharper aspect of the pain, because a pain will have many aspects. So, you should identify the most bothering part of the pain and try to address that. So, you come up with the stories that will resonate with customers, and then they will buy your product. Product should be good enough, so that they become your evangelist, meaning that they should bring more customer. Through word of mouth, they will bring more customers. So, your customer acquisition cost will be minimal. Develop superior value proposition. We have discussed this many a times. Let us not repeat that. You have to have a product that is superior in terms of quality, efficacy, and then you should give it at a almost like a competitive price compared to the competitors. Establish business process. We have discussed business processes, very important. Every aspect of the business is part of the business process, be it procurement of raw material, manufacturing, be recruitment of staff, be after sale service, everything is part of business process, and everything can become a bottleneck or can facilitate your business. So, seamless transformation from one space to the other is very important, and if your system is geared up to meet changing challenges, your system should be so agile that anything that is coming up unexpected, they should be able to troubleshoot. Only then your business will be sustainable. If you, for example, if you are an online, say, auctioning business, marketing, product delivery, customer acquisition, payment gateway, portal and database management are some of the key business processes, whereas manufacturing has so many other things. Record key business resources, you have to really document them. Then identify and arrange essential business resources to ensure business model is adequately prepared to sustain the changing needs. Common resource example may include website, portal, capital means resources, warehouses, intellectual property, customer list, etc., logistics. Keep in mind the changing technology paradigm is very important. Network, in today's world, network gives hugely leverage. So, if you are connected to many people, someone can recommend your name to an investor, getting investment becomes easy. Someone may connect you with a banker, becomes easy. Someone may help you in your technology domain, which you will be struggling for 6 months, whereas a telephone call perhaps can sort it out. So, networking is very important. Create a story like, say, Huggies or say Dollar Shaving Club and all that will tell the story moving forward, but due to shortage of time, it is not possible at this point of time. You must have a story that will resonate with customer. So, customer will come with that, and then you must give them wonderful experience. You must not oversell, meaning that you must promise less than you deliver. So, you over deliver, and then customer will come repeatedly again and again. You have to continuously innovate, so that you are always ahead of competition in terms of technology, in terms of customer satisfaction, and then in terms of price. Some references and some comment on conclusion. Thank you very much.